Hi, and welcome to the St. Charles Public Library's Starrytime, here in the Helen Gale Story Room. I'm Miss Amelia, and tonight our theme is polar bears. So, before we get started with our books, let's sing our hello song, all right? You say hello, and I'll say hello, and we'll say hello together. You say hello, and I'll say hello in warm or wintry weather. I love wintry weather. I know I said that last time, but I really do. Okay, our first book tonight is called Little Bear Dreams by Paul Schmid. Of what do little bears dream? Bright snowflakes, perhaps? Catching one on his tongue. Or dark, starry nights? Shooting star. Hot chocolate. He's got hot chocolate on his fur. Do you think little bears dream of hot chocolate? Ooh, cold pizza. That is my favorite. Straight horizons. Everywhere he looks. And curly mustaches. Hide and seek. Can you find little bear? Boop, right down here in the corner. Big love. Oh, hugs and kisses from Mama Bear. And small friends. Who did he make friends with? Little white rabbits. Blue water. Blue skies. Blue ice. Do little bears eat snow cones? They dream about it. Short tails. Mama's tail. Little bear's tail. And tall hats. Little bear's wearing a party hat. Soft, snowy beds, warm fur, and frosty nights. Oh, good night, my little bear. The end. That was very sweet. Okay, so now, in between books, we're going to do When the Cold Winds Blow again. So I will say some things and we'll do some actions and we'll go ahead and do it twice, okay? When cold winds blow and bring us snow, flutter down. At night, what I like most is to climb in bed and hide my head and sleep as warm as toast. Just pull that blanket up over you. Shh. Good night. You want to do that one more time? Okay. When cold winds blow and bring us snow, flutter the snow down. At night, what I like most is to climb in bed and hide my head and sleep as warm as toast. Shh. Good night. All right. We have our last book. It's called Snowy Bear by Tony Mitton and illustrated by Allison Brown. See our pictures of Snowy Bear right there. Here is a bear who has nowhere to go, so he's plodding along through the cold winter snow. Behind him, his prints trace a long, weary line, but ahead, the snow is waiting, unbroken and fine. If you were that poor little shivery bear, you'd want to find comfort and warmth. Yes, but where? He spotted a hole, and it's dark, dry, and deep. Perhaps it's a place where a cold bear could sleep. Maybe. Oh, I'm sorry, growls Fox, but there's no room to spare. It's my den, and my litter of cubs is down there. No room for bear. Snowy Bear climbs up a crooked old tree. There's a warm, cozy hole in it. Could it be free? Oh, but Tufty Gruff Owl hoots, to-wit and to-whoo! My chicks are in there, so there's no room for you. Oh. Snowy Bear sighs. Then he trudges along. Oh, for a home is his sad little song. But look, a small farmhouse has come into sight, a place that looks warm in this cold world of white. Perhaps there's a fire, all glowing in gold, to cheer a bear up from the wintry cold. A chilly breeze ruffles the fur on his cheek. So Bear tiptoes in as the door gives a creak. Inside it is warm, for the fire burns bright, and Snowy Bear sees by its flickering light. Does look cozy in there. There by the window a child stands alone. No one is with her. She's all on her own. She looks through the window and out at the snow. She's a little bit lonely. Bear seems to know. She turns, for she senses him looking at her. There Snowy Bear stands with his fluffy white fur. She gathers him up and she cuddles him tight. And suddenly, Snowy feels happy and right. The little girl teaches him lots of new games. Then they sit by the fire, gazing into the flames. The girl gets a book and she reads him a story, till both of them start to feel sleepy and snory. The day's nearly over for girl and for bear, so they climb up the rickety, creaky old stair. The girl takes the bear in her cuddly lap, and they both snuggle down for a midwinter nap. And that's where we'll leave them, both happily there, a weary little girl and a tired snowy bear. A cold winter day has now come to an end, and a girl and a snowy bear both have a friend. And then you can see them in their warm little cabin. The end. I thought that was a nice little book. But just like our characters in the book, they've gone to bed, and now it's time for our story time to be over, which means we're going to sing our goodbye song. Ready? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Hug yourself real tight. Good job. Night-night, sweet dreams. See you next time.